We talked about calling our spirit back, and spirit is saying we're moving through this time of stripping ourselves of beliefs and identities, and particularly these mental and emotional strongholds that have been security blankets. And spirit says we have to get rid of these because otherwise we're going to continue to obstruct where we're going. This is conditioning, which has kept us from fully living life, conditioned beliefs about money, time, security, hoarding, having, locking away, holding, and controlling. So all of these energies on the planet are now being surrendered and allowed to fall away. But to the human personality self, this can feel quite disempowering because the personality self, if it is not connected to its source, can begin to feel as if it has nothing to cling to. And yet, Spirit wants us to know that these conditioned beliefs are not an organic or natural program within the organic human blueprint. So, the question we're being asked at this point in the meditation is, what would it be like to feel as if we were on vacation every single day? What type of softening would occur within our way of life? And what type of implicit trust in life's flow and faith and in the ability of ourselves to bend and stretch time as we need it so that all can be accomplished? Spirit acknowledges that living this way is an advanced stage within our spiritual relationship with life, and that we are able to feel held and supported within it sufficiently enough to surrender our defenses layer by layer. Sometimes we need these defenses, but sometimes we've outgrown them. And Spirit says this is one of those times, is a time for surrender as we outgrow ideas about productivity, time, control, and money. So we have a lot of beliefs, especially in the Western world, that we're, always needing to do to achieve. That is what is bringing us our worth, as well as our finances, our resources. And yet, Spirit says in this new age, we are being taught about true abundance. And this is trusting and living within the fundamental belief that everything is always going to work out fine, that everything is always going to be all right. And it allows us to live life much more in a vulnerable state and exposed, but we no longer have to hide behind being organized or being perfect or being in control, or Spirit says, or even being financially secure and stable, because this does not have meaning within the realms of soul and spirit in the same way. We no longer need an acceptable social face. It is time to loosen the strings of our controlling nature as they have been too tight and restrictive. We were born to live more freely, living innately as we are, rather than how we have been conditioned to be. This allows us to experience greater joy, freedom, and support. When we are not resisting ourselves or resisting life, there is less resisting what we need as we allow it to come to us. We have faith in the process, and this was in all capital letters. We are shedding identities, and no matter what the appearance of things, these forms are too constricting for us. Our spirit was walking in shoes that were several sizes too small. The seams were ripping and soon would have fallen apart completely. We are being stripped of all internal beliefs that are failing us. And whether we believe it or not, it is our own soul in cahoots with the loving spirit of life that has brought these situations about. We are guided to trust. Whether it seems like it was our choice or not, we are guided to rely on life and our own inner knowing, because at some level, Spirit says we get it. We understand and we know that the situation is actually liberating us, freeing us. And after letting go, there comes a temporary emptiness that can provide a greater space for fulfillment to come forth. The lyrics during this part of the reading were, just be hopeful, don't get broken, just stay caught up in the moment. And Spirit wants to acknowledge that the human has no idea how to let go. And Spirit says it is enough to say, I want to let go. Or if we were not there yet, I want to let go. It is enough will from the personal level to start the process in co-creation with the divine will in weave. And the last lyrics here were, honeybee, I can't imagine how my life would be if all your gravity did not hit me. But here we are after all the messes and confessions to the scars that we never really owned as ours. And this feeling from Spirit that humanity is giving ourselves this buffer of time so that we can allow gravity to hit us at the level of soul, so that we can see the scars that we have not been owning, that we can clean up the messes, and we can have the confessions. And we can do this not only as an individual level, but as a collective level, which allows us to kind of move with the planet where it's ascending and contribute through our own individual healing.